when a DNA scientist found the name of Allah hidden in his research. When Allah is about to bless you with something big, strange signs start to appear. A scientist once mocked religion until the code he discovered in DNA spelled something he couldn't deny. The name of Allah. Boston. It was a quiet night in the Genomics Research Institute, but the silence carried a strange weight, like a storm waiting to unfold. Dr. Michael Harris sat alone under the pale blue glow of his computer screen, the hum of the lab machines sounding like whispers in the dark. He stared at the sequence on his monitor, billions of letters of human DNA, a code that defined every heartbeat, every emotion, every life. But tonight, something about the code disturbed him. He blinked, zoomed in again. The pattern reappeared, not random, but repeating in rhythmic symmetry, almost like a language. He leaned closer, whispering to himself, "No, that's impossible." He had seen base pair repetitions before, A, T, G, C, but this looked intentional, too structured. He rubbed his eyes. Maybe he was just tired. But deep inside, a whisper rose. What if it's not coincidence? What if it's communication? Michael had never believed in God. To him, religion was myth, comfort for the weak. He was the son of a strict Christian father who had died of cancer while still praying for a miracle that never came. From that day, Michael vowed never to kneel again, not to any god, only to science, only to logic. But the signs he began to see now defied both. Over the next few weeks, his experiments started glitching. Random power cuts, data reappearing after deletion. One night, the computer crashed entirely, and when it rebooted, a verse-like sequence flashed for a split second on the screen. "And we have certainly created man from a drop of mixed fluid." Michael froze. He didn't recognize the source, but the line echoed inside his mind. He tried searching it. The results shocked him. It was a verse from the Quran, Surah Al-Insan 76:2. He frowned. What the hell is going on? He laughed nervously and muttered, "Probably some prank. One of the interns must have installed a virus." But no one else had access. Only him. That night, he went home but couldn't sleep. His dreams were vivid, flashes of light, microscopic images of DNA swirling, forming patterns that looked like Arabic calligraphy. He saw a desert, a man in white robes, and a voice saying softly, "We will show them our signs within the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth." He woke up gasping. Sweat drenched his shirt. The words echoed again, "within themselves." The next morning, his colleague, Dr. Anna Roberts, noticed his distracted state. "You okay, Mike? You look like you've seen a ghost." He smiled weakly. "Just strange dreams." Anna laughed. "You? The man who says dreams are just neural garbage." He chuckled, but deep down he wasn't laughing. Something was shifting. Days passed. More anomalies appeared in his experiments. DNA, strands forming sequences that resembled mathematical symmetry, far too precise to be random. He coded them into numbers. The numbers formed a pattern, 19. He cross-checked, and somehow, the number 19 appeared over and over again in human genetic sequences he was analyzing. Later, while trying to clear his head, he stumbled upon an article written by a Muslim geneticist. It mentioned the miracle of 19, a mathematical pattern found in the Quran structure. Michael's heart skipped a beat. He whispered, "No way." Coincidences stacked like bricks, forming a wall he could no longer ignore. He had devoted his entire life to finding the origin of human life through DNA, but now, the deeper he looked, the more he felt watched. Not by people, but by something greater. One evening, as he was analyzing an embryo gene sequence, he noticed something breathtaking. A section of a gene looked like a spiral calligraphy when color-coded by amino values. He traced it digitally. It formed the Arabic word Allah. He stepped back, trembling. Impossible. His throat tightened. No computer algorithm could form that by accident. The air felt heavy, as if the lab itself was alive. That night, he dreamed again. The same desert, the same voice. But this time the voice said, "Do not fear truth, Michael. For truth does not destroy reason. It completes it. He woke up crying for the first time in years. He sat by his window, staring at the sunrise. "I've spent my whole life searching for life's code," he whispered. But maybe life was pointing back to the one who coded it. The next morning, Michael met a Muslim postdoc named Omar who worked in the same building. They'd never spoken deeply before, but Omar greeted him with warmth. When Michael asked curiously about Islam, Omar smiled gently. "Islam isn't blind faith, Michael. It's seeing the world and realizing the one who made it all. Even your DNA praises him. Every cell submits." That line hit him like lightning. For weeks, Michael stayed in quiet reflection. He began reading the Quran, not as a believer, but as a scientist seeking data. But the more he read, the more the verses spoke to him. He creates you in the wombs of your mothers, creation after creation, within 3 veils of darkness. He remembered his embryo sequences. The stages were exactly as the verse described, centuries before microscopes existed. "How could this be?" he muttered one night, tears in his eyes. "How could an illiterate man in the desert know what we only discovered 1,000 years later?" Then it happened. A freak lab incident. One of the cryogenic chambers malfunctioned. Michael rushed to fix it, but a burst of nitrogen gas blinded him temporarily. He collapsed. Darkness swallowed him. In that darkness, he saw again the desert. The same voice whispering, "When Allah is about to bless you with something big, He first opens your eyes in darkness." He woke up in the hospital. His vision returned slowly, but his heart had changed forever. Omar visited him, holding a Quran. Michael smiled weakly. "Everything I believed was just coincidence was him all along, wasn't it?" Omar nodded, tears in his eyes. "Yes, brother. Allah never leaves his servants. He shows signs to those who truly search." Weeks later, on a quiet Friday evening, Michael entered a small mosque in Boston. The sound of the adhan filled the air. His hands trembled as he repeated the words after the imam. "Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah." I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. As he prostrated for the first time in his life, tears streamed down his face. The same scientist who once worshipped logic now found peace in submission. He whispered, "Now I understand. The greatest code was never in Deen, it was in my soul." And from that day, Michael Harris, now Michael Harris, dedicated his life to teaching that faith and science were never enemies. They were both paths leading back to the same truth, La ilaha illallah. This story reminds us, when Allah is about to bless you, He first opens your eyes in ways you can't explain. Sometimes through pain, sometimes through dreams, and sometimes through science itself. If you felt something while listening, share this video and spread the light. Because maybe your share becomes the reason someone finds Allah. Subscribe to Deen in Minute, where faith meets reason.